travel restrictions. That wording alone necessitates the fact that a suspension is something that is temporary, number one, so they're coming back. Number two, the fact that they have to say the travel restrictions are suspended creates a situation where the default situation is to have travel restrictions. And only under special circumstances are those travel restrictions lifted. And if you think that sounds crazy, well, think about it. Since October 2021, the normal has been travel restrictions. Now, for the last week and a half, they have suspended those restrictions. So what do you think is going to happen in September, October when they say, oh my God, monkeypox, which is now called MPVX variant B1, is ripping through the community. We have genitals flaring up everywhere. And they're going to tell you, oh my God, we think it's airborne, so you got to put the mask back on. And as soon as they get you to put that mask back on, boom, they got you. The mask is not just the mask, as everybody tries to convince you. The mask is your symbol of compliance. The mask is your symbol that you are afraid. The mask perpetuates the idea that there's something to be afraid of. And surprise, surprise, the mask leads to every other friggin' restriction that you already know is coming. So how do we stop this? Thank you, that's all it takes. And we're already united. We already have doctors speaking out. We have people from every industry willing to lose their jobs. We have freedom fighters from all walks of life, all over the country and all over the world, steadfastly in their desire to not comply. And if you think they're going to get more people to take shots 3, 4, and 5 than they got to take 1 and 2, you're out of your mind. That's Corona batshit crazy. And they know it. And that's why they're scrambling. That's why they want you to suffer as much as possible. That's why it took us we had to leave Edmonton last night at 1 o'clock in the morning to get here.
Thank you.
We had to fill up that car 3 times, which is like almost $1,000 just to get here. And why are they doing that? Why do they want your gas so expensive that you can't go anywhere? Why do they want your food so expensive that you can't eat what you want to eat? Because they're trying to punish you for not giving in to their demands. They want to make your lives as miserable as possible, so you feel as hopeless as possible. You feel like you have no choice but to put that mask on. No choice but to take that vaccine. No choice but to close down your business or face their reprisal. But you know what the sweet thing is? This last 2 years of suffering, collective suffering on behalf of Canada and the world, it did one thing to every single one of us, even the children. It made us all stronger. And now we're strong enough to fight back. And not only are we strong enough to fight back, if you asked the average person 2 years ago to say no to the government, they wouldn't even consider it because they were way more afraid of the reaction of the government than they were where they thought their life would be in 6 months. Now, 2.5 years later, if you ask that person the same question, what do you think your life's gonna be like in 6 months if you just say yes to everything the government's saying? The average person's like, no, I don't want that. Even the Six Buzz crowd on the internet, when you have them, the average IQ of 65, that have finally figured out what's going on, that means you have got the bottom 50% of the country aware. That's huge. That means everybody knows what's going on. And the government admitted they've only got 26 million Canadians convinced to take the first shot. That's the most. That means we have almost 12 million purebloods left in this country. And I'm proud to be a pureblood. And we know, and this is the best way to show how far we've come and how much we're winning. I talked about this yesterday. It's all about propaganda. You can tell who's susceptible to the propaganda. The same people that were putting stay-home hashtags and wearing masks everywhere are now flying Stand With Ukraine flags. Is it because Ukraine and COVID have something in common? Absolutely not. You know what the common denominator is? They watch TV and they're susceptible to the brainwashing on TV. Yeah. What did Zelensky, their hero in Ukraine, just do yesterday?
Nazi.
He banned the official opposition parties that are running in the election against him. Not only did he ban them from being able to run, he confiscated all their assets. Imagine that. Imagine even Trudeau didn't have the balls to do that. Imagine Trudeau just came up on stage right after being like, guys, I made the decision to ban the Conservatives. and confiscate their assets. That's what this guy just did to the main opposition party and 11 other parties. And you still have the average person dancing around with their little Stand in Ukraine badge. Those same, and I'm sorry I have to use this word, idiots, you're susceptible to propaganda. It means you're not very strong-willed. So that's one way of saying, hey, there you go, right there, like wearing a mask outside alone. She also puts a condom on her sex toy, everybody. And how did I know she used one? Did you see her? Sorry, this is not a comedy show. That lady just got me. So we can gauge how far we've come by how well the propaganda is working on the average person. Think about how many stay-at-home hashtags you saw. Then think about how many mask selfies you saw. Then think about how many people went and took their little jab selfie. But wait a sec, how many people do you see taking a picture of their third jab selfie? I haven't seen one. If you ask people a couple of years, like even a year ago, they were all so proud to be vaccinated. Oh yeah, I'm vaccinated, Pfizer, got it in April. Yeah, oh yeah, well I got AstraZeneca, buddy. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, your Astra just got banned because you probably got blood clots. It's okay, I'll just get Moderna next time. That's what the attitude was like. Now you go ask the average person, so how do you feel about your third shot? They're like, do I have to get it? And the answer is no, you don't. That is it. It's that simple. Do not be coerced. Do not be afraid. We know what's coming. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 17 times in a row with the same thing, I must be Canadian. Because I think it's the only place on planet Earth where this can work over and over and over again. I made a video in 2020, September, standing here like an idiot, holding my first COVID fine, and telling everybody exactly what was going to happen. They're going to release a vaccine. This was before the vaccine even came out. This is when you had the mask mandate just announced, when it was supposed to be for a month. Just like it was all supposed to be for 2 weeks. So I went on video and I said, the mask mandates are never coming off. Then they're going to release a vaccine and tell you you got to take it. Then once you take it and it doesn't work, they're going to tell you, sorry, it wasn't effective as we thought, so you got to take another one. And then if they can convince you to take two while still wearing a mask, they're going to try to keep it going over and over and over again in a perpetual cycle you never get out of. Those were my exact words. Now, where are we? We're at the third round of that perpetual cycle that you're not going to get out of. Unless you make the choice to. You are making that choice every day. Every single day the last 2 years when you put that thing on your face, you are making that choice. You are making that choice to put contaminated Chinese plastic chemicals on your face and inhaling that shit after it's been dipped in ethylene oxide all day long. And then you're wondering why you have microfiber plastics in your lungs. And you're wondering why your kids are afraid of interacting with other children. It's because you did it to them. The government didn't do it to you. They didn't go door to door and force that mask on your face. They just knew you were pussies. And all they had to say is put this mask on or else you might get a fine. A fine? Give me a fucking break. There's people that go to wars over things like this. And we would not stand up for ourselves because we were afraid of a fake ticket. How many of you in the audience got one of those COVID fines? Put your hand up. How many of you actually had to pay it? That's what I thought. I got more COVID fines than most people could afford with their salary. Somehow I'm still here. Why? Because none of them are going to go through in court. In fact, I'm not even supposed to talk about it, but I will anyway, because fuck them. Everybody knows I'm the first person to get charged with a quarantine violation in Canada. Well, I've been fighting that on multiple things, and it's been going on since October 2020. They're trying to make me now plead guilty to a charge that has nothing to do with the quarantine, nothing to do with the emergency orders, just so they could get a guilty charge on paper for something, so they could try to prove to the rest of the world that their quarantine law has some kind of, it can hold weight in court.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they want. They're trying to cut me a sweetheart deal, ladies and gentlemen. No criminal record, no criminal charge, no jail time. Just plead guilty to something else so we can tell the world that we got you. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing that, am I? I see your bitch asses in court, like everything else. I get off all my fake charges, and they have no more leverage to put on me. I won't feel so hunted anymore. In fact, I'll feel like I have at least 12 million purebloods and at least another 10 million vaccinated who don't want to be on this train anymore. How many of you know someone that took the second shot and it drinks the third more than anything? And those are the people you need to deal with. If you're talking to someone that took the third and signed up for their fourth, they can't wait for their monkeypox, they're going to take their flu vaccine, you're not going to reach those people. And when they die, it's not going to be because of sudden adults or sudden arrhythmia death syndrome. They're going to get fucking idiots that are making the wrong choice. So if that was foreseeable, if I run around blindfolded in the middle of a highway and hit by a car, are you going to say it was a tragic, unforeseeable accident? Or are you going to say I was an idiot that deserved what he got? That's how I feel about the people that took the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or shots. But there are the ones with double jab. They can be reached. And if we reach the double jab, there's no way the 12 million purebloods are going to start taking shots now. So that number is never going to come down. The only number that's going to come down is the amount of people fully vaccinated. And that number is going to drop every single month. And it's our civic duty to make sure that it does. Because the moment they get the compliance they need, it'll be mandatory again. And they'll try to tie it to a digital ID. And then they'll try to tie digital ID to a climate change agenda. And then you're going to have a vaccine passport for the rest of your life. And you're going to be their bitch for the rest of your life. We already won, ladies and gentlemen. They are so desperate. They are doing everything they can to get you back into that negative aspect of fear. And I'm here to tell you, enjoy this summer. That's your best method of defense. Go and do all the things that you couldn't do the last 2 years. Enjoy every minute, every hour of this summer. See the people you want to see. Go the places you want to go. Let that freedom go through every cell in your body. Vaccinate yourself with that. Because when the tyranny comes back in the fall, you'll be immune and you'll be ready to say no, because you won't want to give that freedom back. All these people that are just sitting on their ass, now that the restrictions are gone, they're just priming themselves to go right back to where they started. So I want you all to live like this is the most important summer of your life. Get your mental health up there. Get that feeling going of what you want Canada to be like. Because when we manifest that reality, they're never going to be able to take it away from us again. When we win, it's going to be final victory. They're going to do everything they can to try to knock you down. They're going to have food shortages. They're going to release new viruses. They're going to tell you we need to lock down. They're going to tell you we need to do more restrictions. And all you got to do is just say no. And when all of us do that in united non-compliance, there is no way they can stop us. There is no way they can ever do this to us again. And then we'll finally be in phase 3 of united non-compliance, holding these people accountable. And we can remake Canada in the way we've all dreamed it should be for the last many years. Thank you, and God bless you all. I love you. To say the 13-hour drive to get here is this wonderful woman right here and my boy Dave. So without my crew that are just as dedicated as me to freedom, to all of you, we could not be here. Because as you guys know, I can't fly, I can't drive, they've taken my guns, and they've basically taken everything they can from me, even tried to take my wife from me. But you know what they'll never take? They'll never take our freedom, no matter what. I love you guys.
Hey guys, let's hear it for Chris Guy! The one, the only. He is the face of this movement. I don't care what anybody else says. We have all worked very, very hard. We have doctors stepping up for us. But I'll tell you what, you want to get the straight goods, you want to know what's really up? He says the hard things that need to be said. He does all the hard work. He traveled here for 13 hours. He texted me last night when he was leaving at, I don't know, midnight. Jenny drives all the way here, okay? And then what? Sets right up, does this day for us, and it's my understanding he's off to Ottawa, so I hope he gets some rest, bro. I can't thank you enough, Chris and Jenny, for everything you do, guys. So, okay, united non-compliance, right? Just say no, and we can do that when we stand united, okay? So this country has to stand united in order to accomplish united non-compliance, all right? I love you all. Let Marcella say goodnight to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the VPD for your patience. We went over time. You guys are the best police force in all of Canada, and we thank you for every single event you've let us do and support us so much. Thank you.
A few more thanks need to go out to our sound guy, Jeremy, and his crew. Can we give him a round of applause? Thank you, Jeremy. Also to Alex the comic, who purchased this amazing sound system so that we can hold our freedom rallies and be heard. Thank you, Alex. We love you wherever you are. Thank you. And to all of our medical professionals, to everybody that has helped to organize this rally, this day across the country. There has been so much sharing of resources and information. I'd like to give a big round of applause to James Lowen over here. He does all of the videoing for our rallies, and we appreciate that, James. To Chester, who isn't here anymore, who had to leave, but we have professional photographers come and take pictures. To the people back there who are manning our booth, Alicia, Joanne, Gata, thank you, ladies. Also to the Vaccine Choice crew that came out here today. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate it. We can't do this without the doctors. We're here to support them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, so I want to also just have one last chance to thank the people who helped me so much, helped Marcella so much. Marcella does so much research for us. We spend hours and hours, but all of the people back there at the tents that do this work while we're up here and we're organizing things, they're helping us kind of make our gas money back and that sort of thing, right? So thank you everybody who contributes, all the researchers, Justin Garden, I mean the guy helps me do everything I need to do. All I have to do is ask, so you can never say thank you enough. And all of you for being here, okay? Because this is what it's gonna take. We're gonna have to stand united. So believe me, you want to take a picture of that, okay? If you thought this was a purposeful event and it's gonna stay that way, make sure you're looking at our website because we're gonna keep our events coming up current, so you guys are aware where to be to stand with us. This is an event that realistically should have had at least 10,000 people here today, and I'm grateful for everyone who did show up. But at the end of the day, these are the perpetrators, these are the criminals, and we need to hold them accountable so
we can get to
the bottom of this, okay? So when we're doing a purposeful event, we're not hanging out in a park, we're getting results.
Thank you, guys. It's Friday, go and enjoy it, make it awesome, and have a fabulous weekend. Be at UBC, 1 o'clock, 12:15. There you go. See you at UBC, guys. There are druthers at Surrey Natural Foods. Don't forget the Sue Bonnie website. I don't know where Yvonne went. Pandemic papers have been handed out here today as well. Thank you guys for bringing those resources and information. Again, we've got QR codes over at our booth. Please feel free to go and check them out. Support a really good cause and support families who are standing up for their children. Thank you guys.
I might as well try. Yeah, try. Yeah.
fitness.